So hello to everyone who's joined us so far. We're going to give a few more minutes for more people to join, and then we'll begin the webinar. So hi to everyone who's joined us so far. I can see more people signing in, so we're just going to give a few more minutes before we begin, and then we will go into the detail of the webinar. Thank you. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to our webinar where we will answer your questions about the Beauty Accelerator, a joint initiative between the Red Tree and SFC Capital that will see one emerging independent beauty brand receive £150,000 equity investment in addition to a collaborative 12-month partnership with the Red Tree. I'm Simon Murray. I work for the Red Tree and we're delighted to have you with us today. To start with, for those of you who perhaps don't know who we are, just a quick introduction to the Red Tree. So we are the UK's leading international beauty brand consultancy. We provide strategic business consultancy to companies operating within beauty. Our remit includes designing and implementing long-term vision and strategy, developing new brands from concept to launch, planning and executing market entry strategies, and conducting commercial due diligence. We also partner international brands as their UK and European country managers, where we fulfill marketing, sales, and operational functions. Our clients include well-funded startups, major corporations, and private equity and investment firms. They come from all categories of beauty and are from all over the world, so we have a global perspective on all things beauty. And this year is the Red Tree's 10th anniversary, so we celebrate that this year. And as a team, we have about 85 years of beauty industry experience. We have had a close working relationship with SFC Capital for the last 5 years and are extremely excited to work in partnership with them on the Beauty Accelerator. The Beauty Accelerator is the UK's first beauty sector-specific accelerator programme and will see one emerging independent beauty brand receive £150,000 equity investment, in addition to a collaborative 12-month partnership with the Red Tree. Before we move on to answer any questions you may have about the Beauty Accelerator, I'm delighted to welcome Rahala from SFC Capital on today's webinar, and I will now hand over to Rahala for an introduction to SFC Capital. I think we need to unmute Rahala. There we go. Brilliant.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Simon. Hello, everyone. I'm an investment manager at SFC Capital. As Simon mentioned, we've worked quite closely with the Beauty Accelerator with the Red Tree for the past few years, and we're super excited to launch this new initiative, the Beauty Accelerator. To give you guys a little bit background about SFC and who we are and how we operate. So SFC was started off in 2012 by our CEO, Stephen Page, who himself is an exited entrepreneur in the software industry. And initially we started off as a startup ourselves as well, actually. So it was initially just an angel network. And then over the years, we've gradually grown to have multiple funds ranging from SCIS, EIS, Growth Fund, and more recently we partnered with British Business Bank, for which they've invested about £10 million into our funds to be deployed into companies that we're investing, which will include hopefully the winner of the Beauty Accelerator competition as well. We are sector agnostic. We invest in anything from food and drinks all the way to deep tech. We are the most active early stage investment company in the UK and third globally. We do about 50 deals per year. And as I mentioned, we range from anywhere from food and drinks all the way to deep tech. We've had few investments in the beauty space, and we're super excited to have partnered with Red Tree so that hopefully we can expand that and add a few more companies within the sector into our portfolio.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rahala, for that great introduction to SFC Capital. So before we open the floor to questions, I just want to run through the timeline and some key dates for the Beauty Accelerator. So applications for the Beauty Accelerator opened way back now in the heady days of summer on the 24th of August and will remain open until Friday, the 25th of September. So there are about 10 days or so to get your applications in if you haven't already done so. After that point, the Red Tree and SFC Capital will shortlist outstanding applicants and invite the successful brands to attend a virtual interview during the week commencing Monday, 28th of September. And then following the conclusion of the virtual interviews with the shortlisted brands, the Red Tree and SFC Capital will select 5 finalist brands to appear in the Beauty Accelerator final. And given current circumstances, it's extremely likely that the final will be held as a virtual event. 3 of the finalists will pitch their brands to the Red Tree and SFC Capital on Wednesday, 21st of October, and the 2 remaining finalists will pitch on Thursday, 22nd of October, and then we will announce the winner of the Beauty Accelerator on Friday, the 23rd of October. So that's the timeline, and I'd love now to answer any questions that anyone may have. If you could please use the raise hands feature on Zoom, or the chat box to ask your questions, and we will be delighted to answer them. So do we have any questions so far?
I think Julie has a question. Or no, sorry, that's just my bad.
Okay, so maybe we'll get questions as we go through. We have on the Beauty Accelerator website. Oh, sorry, we've got a question just come in from Natalie. So we'll go to Natalie, please.
Hi, hi. I just would like to ask about the application. When you go to financial statements, would you like for how many years projection, or do you want just cash flow income statement and just for 1 year? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So I think when we look for that cash projection and we want the business plan, which is a key part of the application, a cash projection probably for the next year is absolutely ideal, and if possible for into the longer term would also be really helpful.
All right.
Rahala, for you and your perspective and applications that you look at for investment, how do you generally see the cash projections and how long should they look to?
That's a great question, Natalie. So the cash flow projections, we do require companies to submit to us a 3-year cash flow forecast. But if I'm honest with you guys, as most of the companies are going to be early stage, a lot of things will be changing over the next few years. So for us, what's really important is at least for the next 12 months, how you're going to be spending the money in details.
Okay. So income statement, cash flow, and balance sheet will be enough, yeah?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right. One more question I do have to ask. Do we have to have a separate business plan for later on stages, or that's only the application is sufficient?
We'll move on to the DD process. So once we review the applications and hopefully we'll shortlist the companies, we'll then move into the DD process where we'll be asking for quite an extensive list of information, which is not necessary at this point, but we'll get to you guys once you've been shortlisted, hopefully.
All right. And would you like, because there's in the application also, there's the last part saying about the video, like any additional things, is a video presentation of the brands will be something that you look for, or anything in particular?
Really. Nothing in particular, but obviously the more you provide to us, the more information. And if you've got some videos, if you've got, this is a beauty space, so there's not that much demo, etc. But anything that you think is going to help us make the decision and understand your product and your vision, especially, please do share it with us.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie, for your questions. I think we have a question now from Matt.
Hi there, Matt from Fussy here. How's it
Hi,
going?
Matt.
Hi there, Matt.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm on so we've submitted our application, but we submitted a pitch deck and financial projections, a financial model for the next 3 years. Is the pitch deck enough, or are you looking for a written kind of Word doc business plan?
If I'm honest with you guys, business plans, it should be something that it's ever changing. So we don't require, even when we do our normal investment process, we don't require companies to have a written business plan that we're going to go through. Action speaks more than words. So we do want to see things that are actually happening in the business and your more immediate plans, short-term plans as to what you're going to do with the money, etc. But we do advise companies to do have a business plan, not only just to give it to investors, because as I said, not every investor is going to go through every bit of business plan, as things will change in the next 6 months or 3 months once you start getting funding and get the ball rolling. But it would be good to have a business plan internally that you evolve as the business grows, so you can keep the vision of the company, you can keep everybody on the same page essentially. But it's not necessary for us to make our investment decision. As I said, we do have a few more questions, and in the DD process we do ask things in particular in details where we'll get it out there, we get the information out, so we don't require a written business plan as such.
Okay, great. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. We have a question from Junie.
Hello. I wondered what the level of competition is, please. How many applications do you expect to receive?
So we've had a really amazing reaction since launching the Beauty Accelerator from the industry in terms of the press coverage and the feedback from various people within the industry, and we've been really enthused by the level of applications and the number of applications. It's been really exciting to read about some really exciting businesses, really strong brands. The Beauty Accelerator is open to brands across all categories. So we've had applications from color cosmetics, skincare, fragrance, hair care. We've had applications in beauty tech and gadgets and some really exciting ideas. And we have a significant number of applications, and then within that, some real high quality applications who we are excited to consider further down the line as and when more applications come in. We've still got 10 days, as I mentioned, before the applications close, so there's plenty of time to still complete your application. The application form has a save and return to function as well, so I'm sure there's many people who've started the application process and are adding more information to it, and then we'll submit before the closing date on the 25th of September. And we've had a really good level, a really good number, probably 10 to 15 high quality applications so far that are kind of standing out, and we're looking forward to having more and then continuing to evaluate them as the applications close, and then moving shortlisted brands into the interview stage.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Thank you for your question. Do we have any more questions? So we have on our website for the Beauty Accelerator quite a comprehensive set of entry criteria and also frequently asked questions. And I've just seen a question pop up actually from Natalie. So we will return to Natalie for a question.
Sorry, that's me again.
No worries.
So I just was asking, how much is a percentage is the investment going to take out from the company? And when you say you need to have a co-founder, is that like getting two businesses together to make them one? Or if I have already co-founder, that's already done?
In terms of the co-founder, I'll answer your second question first. In terms of the co-founder, yeah, no, we don't ask companies to merge together to have two people, but ideally we would like every company to have at least more than one person working on it, because we know the workload is quite high, and obviously the chances of success increases if you have people joining you and helping you in this journey. With regards to the first question, in terms of the valuation and how much equity will be taken out, we've more or less capped the valuations that's sub 1 million, but everything is going to be up for negotiations in a way in terms of the level of the business. But we expect most of the companies to be early stage, and we're not the sort of investors who would like to take majority stakes in the companies. But hopefully once you get shortlisted, then we can have the conversation around that.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Natalie. So do we have any more questions from anyone at the moment? Okay, so I'll run through some of the detail that's listed on our website, just as a reminder. And of course, if anyone has any questions at any point, please feel free to ask. We say on the website quite a significant list. Oh, we've got a question coming in now from Samaya. So we'll go to Samaya.
I'm just gonna, just a sec, unmute myself. Just a question for you, Ral. Thank you very much for the information provided already. I think I'll just jump in. My question for you is mostly about your interest in the beauty industry, given just the very competitive nature. Just wanted to get just an idea of where. Maybe if you can share that, where do you see the ultimate, like mostly the value? I know it's an industry that's growing quite slowly, and it's just unbelievably very competitive. I just want to get an idea of what you think and what are you looking at, and I think we'll learn more about. As you just mentioned to Natalie a few minutes ago, that you will be discussing more about the investment stake that you are looking to take, and maybe possibly just adding one question is, what is your expected kind of return that you really look at? And is it mostly, as you mentioned earlier, you'll be looking at mostly how the companies will use the money? So that's also very important. If you could just shed more light on that. Thank you. Oop.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much for your questions. I think great questions. You had a few of them. So in terms of the first question you asked about what is it that we expect? Obviously, as you said, this is a very competitive market. There are lots of copycat brands out there which are doing well, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for businesses that can scale. We're looking for things that can hopefully change the industry and in some aspect be unique in what they're doing. So that's the objective that we have, and I think that goes with all the other investment we make, not just in the beauty space, in any sector that we invest. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for businesses that can scale, and hopefully at a later stage, maybe 6 years, 7 years down the line, then there will be a potential acquirer for the business, and that's where hopefully everybody makes their money. So that's, I think that kind of answers your third question as well around the expected returns. So we're not looking for dividends. We're not looking to take money out of the company. Once we invest, we have expectation to stay with the company for around the 6 to 7 years sort of timeline until it's the right time for a company to get acquired by someone else. And your other question was, I think, was it around the valuation? I missed one of your questions. I think if you can repeat it, Samaya, that would be great.
Okay, so we're just coming back to Samaya, I think, to ask that other question. So if we go to Samaya, please.
She's muted. I think you need to...
Yeah, I'm just going to unmute you, Samaya. Sorry about this. There we go.
Thank you very much. Just in terms of the valuations, the return, the times return that you're expecting, I think that was the part that's missing. And also, maybe if you can just shed more light on your expectation in terms of just the utilization of the cash to scale the business. So, I mean, you really answered me. My first question was the most important, was just to understand the uniqueness, or how, like, you're looking for uniqueness in the business. Is something that's really gonna scale up in the long term. So that's really good.
I mean, the return in any investment we do, we're looking for at least 10 times return, to be honest. And that's why we're looking for businesses that are unique. And again, that's not specific to the beauty space. We invest in tech sector, we invest in food and drinks, in all sectors. If we don't aim for something that can scale, as you know, the odds are against any startup that's starting. So well done to all you who are brave enough to start a business, because the odds are against everybody. You know, there's a 30% chance that businesses get to the third year of their lives. So that's why we need to be looking for companies that have the potential to become mass market, or to essentially change the game. We call them, like, internally in our company, we have this expression like game changers. That's the sort of businesses we're looking at. And I know it sounds a bit too much of a cliche, but when that's the sort of mindset you need to have to get external funding. There are lots of businesses that can generate really good returns, and you can generate good revenues from them, but they're not scalable businesses. So those are not the type of businesses that are suited for external investors who are looking for acquisition, let's say in 5 years time or 6 years time. So again, have that in mind, that what's unique about your product and what's your strategy over the next 3 or 4 years, your vision of how you want to grow the business. In terms of the investment that we make, we know that you're not just going to take this investment. Our investment probably is going to last you between 12 to 18 months. That's our expectation from you. And we would like to see a plan for you as to what are you going to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, and what's the next step. So are you going to be raising more money? If so, how much? What's the plan with that? So that's what we'll try to clarify in our conversations.
Can I just add one thing? Can you share with us maybe an example of something that, or maybe a company within the industry or not, that kind of, maybe just briefly, that you managed to kind of find or fund that's in the beauty sector or maybe outside? Just as a little short example of how you selected it, and, you know, how do you work together? What really made you see the value in them? What sparked your interest? That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So in terms of the beauty space, we had a company we invested called Colate, and what they had is what is the word? Collagen. So they specialize in collagen. Collagen is a pill. The team had extensive experience in the field. They've been working for many years for different companies developing similar sort of products. They came to us with this idea of having collagen in pills, and they had a new marketing material, like how they want to approach. There was a new segment they were going specifically for a certain sector. And when they came to us, they had already had the first batch of production. They had started already selling it, and they showed us this vision of how they want to move into like a technology space, and like they want to gather information, etc. I don't want to go into details of how they've done, but they managed to show to us that there's a new product. The team had the experience, and they had a clear vision of what they're going to do over the next few years. And that's what made us invest in them. But to give you other examples, we have lots of other companies, let's say in another beauty space. Actually, this is a beauty tech, a company that we're currently looking at. It's more to do with technology. So you take a photo of your skin and you upload it. They have this engine that's running behind the scene where it analyzes your skin and matches you with both clinicians and with products that are more suited for your skin type and skin tone. And this was something that we didn't see that many competitors in the market for this. The team, again, had great experience. They built their MVP, And again, they showed us again how they want to expand over the next 3 years and where they want to get at. Hence the reason why now actually we've kind of finalized it. I cannot disclose the name, but we are looking to make an investment in the next few weeks actually in this specific company. So that's the sort of companies. And again, as I said, every company is unique. The key is you need to have a uniqueness. You tell us what's unique about your product and convince us of your vision of where you want to take the business. I hope that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rahala, for that really informative set of answers. And thank you, Samaya, for those probing questions as well. Really, really good. Thank you. Moving to iPad 4 for a question, please.
Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, hi there, it's Julie here. Yes, my question was, is it too late to register for the SEIS? I've done some research on it, and but it's all quite new to me, so I wasn't really quite sure what position that put me in, because I don't really know how long it takes to get registered for that, so maybe you could advise me.
When it comes to SCIS, it really depends. There's a team at HMRC that looks at this. So sometimes we get companies that get an answer within a couple of weeks. Sometimes, depending on the workload, it may be a couple of months before they hear back from HMRC. So that's why we always tell companies to start the application as soon as possible, just so that you have the advance assurance when you're speaking to investors. I understand that over the past year, they've changed the regulations, and for you to get the pre-approval, you do need to have a name of an investor, potential investor in there. So what we've said is that if you can start the application and perhaps name SFC as potential investor, or if you would like, I think we discussed it last time, you can wait when it's you got shortlisted, and once you get shortlisted, I think that gives you a bit more comfort to apply for the pre-approval. But there's no harm in starting the application as soon as possible. You can use it, you can do it yourself. You can use the accountants to do it for you. You can check seed legals. We have a partner, Bennett Brooks. So there are lots of people who can help you get your pre-approval.
Okay, the main thing was I'd looked into it, and my son had put me onto seed legal.
Yeah.
And yes, all I was concerned about was whether I would get the application through in time for me to do my registration. So knowing that, then that makes it easier for me.
Yeah, you can still apply. That's fine.
Yeah, I think maybe just to make a note that we do not require you to have the pre-approval SCIS to make the application for the competition. So you can always apply later date. It's not a prerequisite. It is a prerequisite for the investment. So we will not deploy the capital in your company until you have it. But to apply and get shortlisted and hopefully win, you do not need to have the pre-approval.
Okay, just one other question as well, please. Obviously that you would be the one investing the money into the business. What other role would you take within the company? Or is there no role that you take within it? Or how does it work?
So we got a set of expertise that we know we're good at. We're good at corporate governance. We're good at helping with finances and fundraising. We usually take an observer seat on the board. So we would like to be in the loop of what's happening in the company. We would like to get updated on a regular basis, on a monthly basis and a quarterly basis. But in terms of actually running the business, we leave it up to you. So we don't take onerous position in the company, and we don't try to steer the company in different directions. That's why hopefully we back your vision, and once we invested, we'll try to support you in whatever way we can to make this business a success.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie, for that question. And also what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in the Red Tree's MD, Sterling Murray, because part of the Beauty Accelerator winner will also have a 12-month collaborative partnership with the Red Tree. And so that may also add to your answering your question, Julie, about what experience and expertise will come into the company that wins the Beauty Accelerator. So I'm going to hand over to Sterling to answer that question.
Okay, thanks, Simon. Hello, Julie.
Hello.
Thank you for the question. I mean, where we fit in and dovetail very closely to what Rahala said. Rahala mentioned about their financial expertise, having a board position and so on. So they really do not manage, but oversee and make sure that things move forward in a way that is financially acceptable, and we'll come up with other ideas. Our role is really the marketing and commercialization of the brand, and we've got great experience in doing that. We've had our business for more than 10 years. As Simon said, we have a very broad team with expertise in social media, in brand management, in brand development, international strategies, and so on. So we say our role is very much providing the other side of the things that are necessary to scale your brand up.
Okay, thank you.
I hope that helps. Okay.
Brilliant, thank you for that. And then we have a question from Mary.
Oh, hi there. I'm not sure if this can be answered because I'm sure it's probably a bit of a case-by-case basis, but just obviously you've said there are exceptional circumstances you'd consider something in concept development. Is there anything more you can elaborate on that? For example, if we have something that requires more research, but we're able to kind of quantify what that research is and how we'd go about it. Do you feel like that could be enough information? I guess we're sort of conscious about, if it's not quite the right time to apply, but obviously don't want to kind of miss out on the opportunity as well. I'm just
Sure. Could you expand a bit more on that, please?
So we've just applied for an innovation fund, and in order to do that, we've had to do quite comprehensive research into how we would, the partners we would use to kind of carry out the research piece. So we're able to kind of really quantify what that will look like, who we'll work with, and how much it will cost. But very much for our brand and product, there is definitely a development piece that needs to take place, but we've got quite a lot of detailed information on that. Does that help?
Yeah.
I think I understand your question. For us, I mean, this is just typical. Obviously, it applies to the beauty space as well. For us to make an investment decision, we do need to see some sort of attraction, and the traction comes in different forms, essentially. The more deep tech, if I put it in the layman's term, the more deep tech and the more IP that there is in the product, the sooner we would like to fund it. So as I understand, if what you're trying to do is you need to have some research, you need extra funding for it to do, and it takes maybe a few £100,000 to bring the product into the market. We don't expect you to have the product in the market when you're coming and raising the money from us. So what we expect from you in that case is we expect a team to be in place. We expect to see an expertise of people who we are backing to conduct this research and do IP, and the lower the barriers to entry. So if it's just let's say, if it's, I'm not saying that these businesses are bad, but let's just say that the business is a new sort of a new brand that's coming out. So for us to back that, we cannot back it on an idea. We do need to see some sort of traction in terms of sale. We need to see the product because as the barriers are much lower, and essentially we're backing your expertise on making sales. So we do need to see some sort of sales before we can back it. But again, depending on from what I'm hearing from what you're saying, if you apply for some Innovate UK, it means that it's going to be quite, let's say, not deep tech, but more scientific than usual. So we don't require you to have the product out. We understand that you do need this funding to bring the product out or to do the development. So yeah, we're happy.
Okay, we have actually done like an MVP kind of testing range on it, which has kind of shown us quite a few learnings and interests, but it's also kind of demonstrated that there's sort of another level of kind of industrial design that's needed to kind of finesse things there.
Right. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, definitely to put the application in there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mary, for that question. And I think that concludes the questions for the webinar. Just a reminder that the applications close on Friday, the 25th of September. The application form should take no more than 20 or 25 minutes to complete. And there's a series of questions that allow applicants to share their brand's history, unique selling points, and achievements to date. All applicants must submit a business plan, as we've discussed through these questions and answers today. And we're really looking forward to receiving your applications. The closing date, as I mentioned, is Friday the 25th, so there's about 10 more days to do so. And after that point, we'll announce a shortlist for interview. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Have a really good afternoon and a good rest of the week, and look forward to seeing your application soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.